Hello, what's going on? I want to address this one here. A lot of people asked a similarly related question, and it was, how do I know when to scale up the lifestyle and get the next car, the bigger car, the nicer house, and all the thing? And we have a rule. Actually, we have 6 rules. There's 6 rules of lifestyle design that I teach, and when you use them all together, it sort of tells you how and when you can scale and acclimate and how quick and all the thing. So, but I want to share one of them in particular, which is the DTI rule. We have a rule on debt to income ratio. What's the rule, babe?
10%.
10% DTI or less is what I recommend. So if you make, for example, $6,000 a month in income, you don't want to take on debts that mean you're paying more than $600 a month. And actually, that's my recommendation. That's my scale. It's quite low, actually, because I like to have a fucking flexible, cruisy ass life. But the banks, their sort of rule of thumb is 36%. If you're over 36, they won't want to give you a loan. Under that, they will. Now, here's a shocker. You want to go to Google and type in your country average DTI and find out what you're working with in your country. Australians are one of the worst here where we are, 212% as at 2015. That is absolute insanity. Here, when I taught my 6 rules of lifestyle design, I created a little scale here. And this is the scale. Maybe we take a screenshot of this. This will serve you well. I said sort of when you approximate 50%, you're stressed and stretched. Over 50, you're a pretender spender. When you get sort of 75 to 100% of your income goes to debt, you're literally a slave. You're literally an economic slave. Every time you go to work, you're working for your creditors. You're a slave to them. And then over 100 is like, what the fuck are you doing? So a common argument to that is, what about good debt? What about the investment debt? Okay, but if you've done sound investments that return an income, as the debt goes up, the income goes up. And so you can go into more debt and have a DTI that goes sideways. It's not the quantity of debt. It's the ratio of how much of your actual income it's costing you to pay the creditors. And that's what creates fucking slavery. Australia is a bunch of slaves. Economic slaves. So if you're doing understand that people don't even admit this, by the way. You probably have friends and family and loved ones. You might be married to someone who's not even fucking telling you this situation. You don't know the numbers. If you haven't seen the numbers, you don't know the numbers. On average, they're a slave. And so if you're taking people's advice, be careful. This here is part of my Wealth Mastery program, 14 and a half hours of my most potent financial wisdom, from finding your purpose, starting a business, investing, building wealth, and creating an amazing lifestyle. I want to help people have an amazing lifestyle. What you're going to get here is not mainstream understood knowledge. This is not a whole lot of people know this stuff. This is different stuff. You want to join, swipe it up. Unlike a lot of the business and financial teachings out there, my stuff isn't optimized for net worth and maximizing the dollar figure. But my stuff, my philosophies, my strategies are optimized for lifestyle, structuring your finances so that you actually get to have a good life, and before you turn 50 kind of thing. So it's a little bit of a different outlook. If you want to be a billionaire in the next 5 years, my stuff probably isn't what you want to go for. If you want to do very purposeful work from your home and have an absolutely cruisy, beautiful, flowing, inspired lifestyle, I got you sorted with that. And I chose that path because I met millionaires when I was very young who were miserable fuckers. And I thought, fuck that. They've done well financially, but they've done it in a way that they're not having a great time. And I didn't want that. Fuck that.